everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title down below, I am coming to you today with my blush collection. So I've got them all out of my drawer in this little tub that I keep them in my drawers just here. These are all of the blushes and the blush palettes that I have in my collection at the minute. I'm going to talk through each one, tell you about what I think, if I would recommend, how I wear them, you'll see. So let's just dive in. The two big ones that I have here, this is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Blush Palette. So this is in the shade Sugar and Spice. I feel like that's coming up quite orange on the camera, but it is very, very pink. These two down here are my most used ones, and these two at the end here are like shimmery, so I use those as like blush toppers. I had originally got this to use on my eyes years and years and years ago, before I'd even gotten into blush. This was the first one that I ever bought, and now I absolutely would not be without it. I do love all of the shades and I have used all of them, but those two down at the bottom are my most used. I do like a hot pink blush. I do like quite a vibrant blush, which you'll see as we get further in. The next one is CYO. It's just a small palette and it has bronzer and a highlighter in it as well, but this is a cream blush. I haven't actually used the blush in this before, so I can't tell you what I think of it, but it's a palette, so I just wanted to get it out of the way in this section here. It does look very, very pigmented and it looks like the sort of colour that I would like. Oh, but it's quite sheer actually when that blends out. I will be sure to put that in a video soon because I've used the other products, but I've never used the blush, so hold me to that. I will use that soon. So next I'll go through the liquid products that I have. I have one of these Barry M Fresh Face Cheek and Lip Tints. This is in the shade Summer Rose. So it's just a really soft, light pink, but it's still quite vibrant actually. I can't remember if I have used this before. It looks used on the end, but I can't remember what I think of it. With it being a cheek and lip tint, that makes me think that it's, oh yeah, that is quite hydrating. Yes, that is quite nice, that second one in. Another one that I will test soon. The next two are favourites. I tested these recently and I really, really like them. These are the Revolution SuperDewy Liquid Blush. I've got Blushing in Love and Flushing for You. I like these mixed together. I think this one, when I'm tanned in winter, which is a very specific thing, I know, but I think that this shade will come into its own then. But these two mixed together is really, really pretty. I also think that this one in summer, when I'm pale, which are two very different things, I appreciate, but I think the both of these mixed together make the perfect all year round shade for me. I'm sure you can get a shade that's in the middle of these two, but these are the two that I have and I really, really like them. They last really well all day. They feel really nourishing and hydrating on the cheeks. They're a really, really blendable but pigmented formula and they just last so well all day. They're a really great base as well if you want to put a powder blush on the top. And then lastly, I have the Flower Beauty Blush Bomb in the shade Bubbly. This is the most intense hot pink, but I absolutely love a hot pink blush. Again, it's the same as the Revolution one. It lasts really, really well all day, but it's such a bright pop of pink. It's in absolutely no way subtle. It's really, really vibrant and it lasts really well on the skin, but it feels really like nourishing and hydrating. Another one that's a really great base if you're wanting to layer your products so that they last even longer, but this one lasts really, really well by itself. So then on to cream products. The Collection Gorgeous Glow Stick is a really beautiful hot pink, but it's really, really wearable actually. I find that this blends out to a really nice, just flushed colour. It doesn't look too bright, but it's definitely noticeable. It's not one that you would like hide away from. I have also seen this online and it shows up really, really beautifully on deeper skin tones. It's a really, really gorgeous blush shade for deeper skin tones, but also, you know, I'm really fair and it works really well on my skin tone as well. The e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick. This is a new one to me. This is in the shade Sparkling Rose. I've only used this twice, so I'm still sort of forming my opinion on it. It's more of like a purpley mauvey shade. It's really nice. It blends out really, really easily. I tend to take this with a brush and then pat it on that way. It is shimmery, which I don't love, but on a no makeup day it does just make your skin look really like juicy, and it adds that sort of highlighted look without having to add a highlighter, which I do like. And then cream products, e.l.f. Putty Blush. These are absolutely my favourite blushes at the minute. So I've got the shade Bora Bora and Tahiti. Both of these are really staples in my routine. Bora Bora I use in summer, and Tahiti I've been using all winter. I'm just sort of at the stage now where I'm wanting to swap back over to Bora Bora, but they're both beautiful, so pigmented, last really well all day. They do sort of feel a little bit tacky on the skin when you very first apply them, but that does settle down. They're also a really great base for powder products, and I will tell you what powder products I like to use with both of these. 9 times out of 10, if I'm wearing makeup, I'm wearing one of these because they're so good. So all I have left now is powder products. On top of Bora Bora, I like to wear the Flower Beauty Flower Pot in the shade Wild Rose PB3. So these two layered work really, really nicely. This also works really, really nicely on its own. Is almost like, it's almost got like a blue tint to it. I can't describe it, but it's so pretty. I wore this one on my wedding day. It was without a doubt always going to be what I wore on my wedding day. I absolutely love it. It's so soft, it's so fine, it's completely matte, so it doesn't leave any chunky glitteriness, but it works so well. It's just the most beautiful colour. I want to pick up some more shades in this formula because it's just so soft and like buttery on the skin. It blends out so nicely, but it stays put all day. It's so pretty. So then on top of Tahiti, I like to wear the Milani one. So this is the Milani Baked Blush in Berry Amore. Now this has glitter in it, but I hope you can see it's almost like a really like warm, reddy sort of orange tone. It's so pretty. I mean, it's pink, but it leans more on the way to like orangey rather than like the Flower Beauty one that's more of like a cool tone. This one's really, really warm, and I like to wear this one in winter, either by itself or with the e.l.f. one underneath. So the Flower Beauty one is absolutely a summer one, but the Milani one I've just been reaching for so much over winter. It just adds warmth to the skin when it's absolutely freezing outside and your skin just looks a bit dead. Then this one works really, really well. The glitter in it is also really fine. It doesn't look shimmery. It just adds that glowy, dewy juiciness to the skin that I'm obsessed with. So the next one in my collection is a blush, but I don't use it as a blush. I use this as an eyeshadow, and I'll explain why. This is the Sleek Makeup blush in the shade Rose Gold. So the colour is absolutely fine. I have nothing wrong with it being more of like an orangey, peachy tone, but this is just straight up glitter. So I've just put that up there. Can you see how reflective that is? I don't know if that's showing up, but it's just, yeah, you can see there, straight up glitter. And I have nothing wrong with like a glittery, highlighted blush. This one, the Milani, is glittery. It's a glittery, sheeny sort of blush, but this just looks chunky as a blush. I've tried it many different ways. I've tried it with a very light hand, I've tried it with a very heavy hand, I've tried it on top of different products. I can't make it work. I don't know if this would maybe work on slightly deeper skin. I don't know if it's maybe just the wrong tone of glitter for me, but I do like it as like an eyeshadow topper. So I do get my wear out of it. I'm not chucking this, but for a blush, it's not the greatest formula for me. Next up is the L'Oreal Life's a Peach. I used this recently for a full face of L'Oreal video that I filmed, and I realised that I like it. For ages I've always skipped over this because I didn't think that it was the right tone, but looking at like the other things that I've used, it just has to be for a certain look. I also used to think this was really like glittery, but it's not. It's glowy. It's not a completely matte finish, but it's not chunky glittery like how the sleek one is. It's a really subtle peachy colour, as the name would suggest, which I didn't ever think was my sort of preference, but since using it for that video I have used it more, and I think that it'll come into its own in summer when I'm more tanned and I'm wanting to do more of like bronzy looks. I think that that blush will be one that I reach for more. Obviously it's L'Oreal, so it's a really high quality blush for the money that you pay. I'm sure that I paid like $8.99 or something like that for it. It's really, really pretty. It's really finely milled. It's not chunky at all. It sits really nicely on the skin. It blends out really, really nicely. It wears really nicely all day. But I've just completely discounted it for the like 2 years that I've had it in my collection. I've barely used it. This summer, I'm going to use it more. I promise. Next up, I have two from Revolution. So I've got Rhubarb and Custard, and I've got Pink Lady. So these are the blusher Reloaded from Revolution. As you can see, this one is again more of like a peachy, lighter pink. I think I'd originally bought this because I thought that it would smell like rhubarb and custard. They don't smell at all, which is actually preferable because I don't like fragrance in products. But I wear this one, again, how I think I would probably wear the L'Oreal one. When I'm more tanned and I'm wanting more of a bronzy, glowy look, I think I'll reach for this one. But Pink Lady is the vibrant hot pink that we all know I love. I really, really love the undertone of this one. Why have I just done that in such a bizarre place? Well, there we go. That's what the colour is. It's a really, really bright, vibrant, hot pink. But of course it can be blended out and it can be really, really subtle. And I like to just pop, like do maybe a different blush, or maybe this just blended out, but then add a pop of it. I do like a lot of blush. So next up is the newest one to my collection here, I think. This is the Kiko Longwear Hydra Blush in 03 Fairy Pink. I mean, the packaging is insanely beautiful, and there's also the imprint, same imprint in the actual pan. I have been using this every single day since I got it, which was a couple of weeks ago now. It's such a pretty hot pink, the same as that last Revolution one, but it's almost, so that's the Kiko one there and that's the Revolution one there. It's almost a little bit warmer. It's really, really finely milled. It's really, really pigmented. You need the lightest hand. This was in my very first ever Kiko haul. I did a video testing everything, so I will link that up above. But I really, really love it. Just a little catch-up comment here. I really, really love it. It lasts so well. The colour is beautiful. It's just so soft and smooth, almost makes your skin look airbrushed. It's incredible. So those are all my blushes. I am planning on doing one of these videos for like my other products, highlighters, cream eyeshadows. I've got a ton of them, bronzers, you know, everything. So if you want to see those other collection deep dive videos, then subscribe down below. They will be coming soon. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye!